Hey guys, welcome to Weekly Crypto. Today I'm going to do some update about EOS Mainnet launch. So here's an article from Condesk. They talk about days after launch, the EOS blockchain still isn't live. Before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the upcoming airdrop, hard fork, and ICO. So actually there's an upcoming airdrop coming up. So this is Hoolion blockchain airdrop. So make sure you sign up for the airdrop. And also they applying to Binance for listing their coin. Right now application still in process. And so what is Hoolion? So Hoolion is essentially a marketplace. You can exchange your digital currency and asset and collectibles. And also they're going to integrate via Google's as well. They claim that they can do 200,000 transactions per second. So just to remind you, I believe today is the last day to sign up for the airdrop. Make sure you sign up the airdrop. And let's get back to the EOS Mainnet update. So here they talk about days after launch, the EOS blockchain still isn't live. I mean, the thing is, this is not an authoritarian approach for launching the network. So it's a semi-democratic approach or process. So it takes time for the community, for the EOS community to come together to reach a consensus before the blockchain become live. So Blockone is the creator of the EOS. They raised about 4 billion from the ICO, and they post their source code in GitHub. Now it's up to the EOS community how they want to launch the network. So there's like some bumps and bruises, in between the EOS mainnet launch, and there's some controversial broke out in the EOS launch community last week. There's a group called Ghostbusters. Right now, Ghostbusters, they renamed themselves as EOS Core. So I think the name EOS Core is very strategic, and also I think there's a lot of fighting going on right now. So they published a critique on the launch approach led by EOS Canada. So EOS Canada is one of the forerunner for the block producer candidate. Let's see. So EOS Canada has published a piece of open source software called EOS BIOS on April 9, and they try to coordinate the launch of the EOS software, and they have dozens of subsequent release, and with the version 1.0.0 coming out on Saturday. So a lot of block producer candidates validate this solution to launch the network, according to Ross from EOS Canada. However, on May 28, there's a post argue that using the EOS BIOS process will create unnecessary risks for the EOS blockchain launch, and ultimately all EOS token holder. So also, any negative press on insecurities in EOS blockchain launch or failed attempt to launch the blockchain will have a negative impact on EOS price and reputation. So they argue that the channels between the various nodes need to be more secure, using layers that obscure IP address and encrypt data as it passes the data between the block producers. And EOS Canada, they promptly respond with a call for increase the collaboration between different block producer. And in subsequent posts, Ghostbusters described theirs as their security first approach. Ghostbuster actually, let's see, Ghostbuster, EOS block producer Ghostbuster is now, they call themselves EOS Core, and is ready for testing. Before we get into that, let's get back to this quickly. So on Saturday, they were in a live stream. They supporting the launch, announced that the two sides have resolved their differences, and affirming that everyone has agreed to coordinate with EOS BIOS, and it should have no problem in integrating with Ghostbuster preferred security measures, according to Ross from EOS Canada. And we have opened our hands to Ghostbuster, Ross told Condesk, and to make sure that we have one strong network. Members of the Ghostbuster coalition have not responded to requests for comment from Condesk. So before we go to talk about the differences in terms of how they launch the network, let me finish this article quickly. So right now they have another group called EOS Classic. So EOS Classic basically recreate the existing token balance on Ethereum where people are used to trading them. So the EOS Classic, actually Chance support the EOS Classic. Chance, in case I talked about Chance earlier, Chance is a blockchain asset trading platform focused on EOS project. Now Chance support this airdrop. So it's pretty interesting how this play out. They have a EOS Classic as well, and Chance will support that. So this is getting pretty interesting. Regarding casting the ballot, remember we talked about earlier in the previous video, 15% of all token holders are required to unlock the EOS blockchain to make the EOS blockchain become active. So in Reddit, they crunched the number about the snapshot of the balance. So they found that the 10 biggest wallet hold 39% of all the token. So in other words, 10 could decide almost anything they want if they coordinate. And also the top 100 wallet controls 65% of all the token. So that's why I call it semi-democratic, because like the little guy, I mean, even the little guy doesn't fold, it doesn't matter, because the whales will decide whether this EOS will go live. And there's so much at stake. So I believe those whales will make this EOS go live to make it happen. So just in case you want to know the status of the EOS launch progress, EOS Nation, they did a launch EOS launch tracker. So there's 4 phases of the launch process, like verify, test, enable, and activate. I talked about these 4 phases in my previous video. You can click the link below as well. And Cypherglass also talk about this in a brief summary. Maybe I'll play the video, so in case you just still confused how it works out.
You're probably wondering what's happening with the EOS launch right now. Allow me to explain. This is an ongoing meeting between dozens of block producers from all around the world. Our Cypherglass tech team is participating, and we're basically coordinating to ensure the EOS Mainnet launch is successful. Right now, we're validating the token snapshot, which basically means we're making sure that everybody gets their tokens when the mainnet goes live. But that's not the only thing that we're doing. You see, in the background, there are dozens of different block producer candidate team members working in the background to prevent any major issues. What we're basically doing is testing each major portion of the chain launch to ensure that when we actually launch the mainnet and declare it the mainnet, that everything is stable and that everybody can get their tokens. So once this snapshot validation is complete, what happens next? Well, that's when the fun part begins. After the snapshot validation is complete and we've done all of our launch testing, which is expected to be completed in the next couple of hours, we can go to actually launch the mainnet. Now, the snapshot will be injected, the chain will be launched, and we'll make sure that everything is working properly. And at that point, we'll declare that the EOS Mainnet. Once the chain is booted up, that's where you, the EOS token holder, comes in. You see, we need 15% of all tokens, or 150 million tokens to be specific, to be voted towards block producers in order for the chain to unlock and become live. We'll be putting out another video shortly to teach you how to vote for different block producers.
So they basically talk about the process. So another place you can see the progress, the timeline for the launch. You can go to EOS Canada as well. They have a timeline, so you can check it out. And I also talk about this in my previous video as well. So right now we are at this current stage. Everything is frozen. The snapshot was already taken, and then the community have agreed on the how they come up with the network and everything. So you can go through this. I can click the link below as well. And also the snapshot of the token. We talk about almost like we talk about almost all the token, like the whale control the EOS as well. And here they have a snapshot talking about 50% of the account are above 100 EOS, and the other 45% is under 100 EOS. The top 15% of the account are those with more than 1,000 EOS, and at least like 17 of the accounts have at least 10 million EOS, and only one account at least 100 million EOS, which is Blockone. So let's get back to the EOS block producer candidate Ghostbusters now renamed themselves as EOS Core. Is ready for testing. This is very strategic name because it seems like Ghostbuster wants to be the mainnet and he wants to be the boss for the EOS. And they basically did a EOS let it go. Right now the blockchain is already frozen, right? And then they give the frozen blockchain the codename called EOS let it go, and they invite other block producer to validate this frozen blockchain. And so far right now, at least 7 block producers are confirmed to validate the snapshot: EOS BIOS, EOS Authority, EOS DET, EOS New York, eosphere, EOS Detroit, EOS Brazil. And who is the party involved with the Ghostbuster? Right now, they call themselves EOS Core. So the EOS Ghostbuster security approach was founded by EOS Real, Hong Kong EOS, and also they received contributions from Sweden EOS, EOS DEC, EOS Tribe, EOS 42, and Shields. EOS DEC, I actually created a video probably a while ago. You can check back my previous video, or I will also post the link below. And also there's a letter to the EOS block producer candidate as well. And they basically talk about right now they have 2 validation network. One is from EOS Core, which is formerly known as the Ghostbuster, which focus on security, and EOS BIOS which focus on automated booting tool from EOS Canada. And EOS Core has already developed a secure and reliable network that has been running as a testnet for several weeks. And BIOS boot have focused their development and testing effort on an automated BIOS boot tool. However, they do not have the integrated security parameters, and they have participated in testnet, but they have not, to our knowledge, to run the testnet themselves. So in order to build a more professional and secure EOS network possible, they propose that EOS community and block producer candidate come to an agreement to validate the EOS mainnet. And so EOS Core has already launched a validation network for all block producer candidate to join. So they encourage BIOS boot and other EOS candidate network to do the same thing, to join the network. So basically EOS Core, they want to be claimed as the big boss or mainnet for the EOS. So initially is the EOS Canada. They want to, they are competing actually. So instead, take 40 hours to onboard the block producer candidate and do the penetration testing and ask representative members of the community to validate their account. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, in the meantime, it seems like there's still have consensus to be made between different block producer, and it seems like they still have to come to a consensus which approach is better. Because if you look at this article in detail, because I read everything, but it just takes too long to go through every single detail to you guys. They talk about the BIOS boot attempt to launch the main chain, and they joined the chain with an enabled state of production, which caused a fault in the chain. So this is also another problem too. So, but this is open source. You can do half fault or anything. I mean, and here they have a best 21 block producer in Reddit. They talk about block producer research and EOS Canada, EOS New York, and eosphere in Australia, EOS 1242 in UK, Oracle Chain in China, Liquid EOS in Israel, Bitfinance, and Crypto Lions from Ukraine, EOS Network by Advanced Blockchain in Germany, EOS Sweden, eosys in Korea, EOS Nation from Canada, EOS Tribe from US, EOS Canada from UK, BitSpace from Norway, EOS Amsterdam, of course, from Netherlands, EOS Asia from Hong Kong, EOS Argentina, EOS Japan, EOS Blocksmith from US, this is from Silicon Valley, EOS Cafe from Canada. So they have different block producers. You can check it out, and I will put the link below as well. Another interesting thing is So this is from Dan Nera. Right now, EOS is already split off with different projects. You can see Ono. I talk about Ono in my separate video. You can check it out. And also Woo. Oh, this is interesting. Everpedia. I talked about that earlier. And Scatter. I talked about that earlier in my previous video. It's a EOS wallet and EOS Commerce. And Chance is the we talked about earlier about the exchange. And let's see, EOS Bets, and there's lots of projects just split off from this EOS. So all this has a lot of airdrops. So you can check it out, all these things. So let me know what you think. Do you think that the different miners will come to a consensus how they want to launch the network? As we said, this is a semi-democratic approach in launching the EOS network. So there's a lot of agreement has to come into consensus how they want to launch the network. So let me know what you think about so EOS BIOS versus the EOS Core, and Ghostbusters they renamed EOS Core, which is pretty ingenious, right? So he want to be a core, so he want to be the mainnet, and all the block producer join them. So let me know what you think. Please comment below what you think about this project. Do you think this project will go live very soon? Or do you think they have so much fighting in between? But anyway, there's so much at stake right now, and I doubt they will have any more fighting. They probably will come to the consensus very soon. And also the whale that holds so many tokens, they want this blockchain to go live as well, right? So let me know what you think. If you like my video and find this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channels. Also, make sure you share with your friends. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out all this upcoming airdrop, hard fork, and ICO. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in ICO has inherent risk. Please use your due diligence. Remember, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, peace.